Governor Rick Perry is enjoying a statistical lead among Republicans vying for the White House now. His name rises to the top of 5 national polls this week. The latest, this Gallup poll, showing him taking a double-digit sweep at 29%. But our political reporter Josh Hinkle shows us at this point in the game, it's time for a polling reality check.
Early presidential predictors would write a different page in America's history. Probably close to accurate at the moment, but sometimes wrong in the end. Remember around this time in the 1980 election?
I accept your nomination.
President Jimmy Carter was tied in a Gallup poll with former California Governor Ronald Reagan. But on Election Day, more than a year later, Reagan smoked Carter by 10 points.
He doesn't win any polls except straw polls.
And Kansas Senator Bob Dole would have been our president in 1996, beating out Bill Clinton if Gallup's numbers at this point in the campaign season had been right.
We're still months away from any voting. We've got a lot of time for these numbers to move, and they almost certainly will move.
Jim Henson with the Texas Politics Project says people should take these early polls with a grain of salt, even when it comes to Governor Rick Perry.
I am not here because I lost a bet.
This week's Gallup poll pits Perry and President Barack Obama against each other in the fight for the White House. Their general election matchup is neck and neck at 47% each. A strong start for Perry, as his announcement to run came fewer than 2 weeks ago.
We got to have courage to walk into Washington, D.C.
Henson says one poll won't say much, but when others fall in line, their numbers start to matter. In Perry's case, 5 surveys show him in the lead since he announced, with an average of 26% of the vote so far.
He's still a little bit in a honeymoon period, I think. I don't expect this to be the stable pattern, but it's a good sign.
Right about now in the 2008 Republican presidential process, Rudy Giuliani was also ahead with close to the same lead as Perry. But don't forget, he didn't end up the GOP nominee. In order to keep his own numbers up, Perry needs to make a strong showing at 3 Republican debates next month. He said he'll take part in 2 so far, the first on September 7th at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in California, and the second on September 12th at the Florida State Fairgrounds. In the studio, Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.